cruising in my lane fast, call it high speed. I've been working hard, yeah, I've been working nightly. If you think you'll win, ha, not fucking likely. I be taking shots, yeah, cold-blooded, icy. Watching numbers grow is what I call sightseeing. In the front row, run it up when they hype me. The following grows, they know how to ignite me. Call me CEO, I've been running shit right, see.
Hey, what's up, ladies and gents? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're focusing on rims. We're going to be taking these stock 79 Camaro rims and getting them ready for paint. We will be painting them to match the body color. And basically, we're going to be cleaning them. We're going to be popping all this chrome off of here, taking all this off, and we're going to get it down to bare metal like this. We're going to be sanding it, cleaning it, degreasing it, and prepping it for primer, and then we'll sand it from there and put them in paint. So that's what we're doing today. And for those of you that do not know, these little chrome bevels will just pop right out. You can flip it over. These are just, they're held on. I don't know if you can see it, but these little bevels here, these will just pop right out. They're simple. As far as the center cap, there will be 3 screws. There's one there. Actually, this may have, yeah, there's 5 screws. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Phillips in here that you can take off, and then your center cap will pop off. And of course, the beauty ring, you know, it just pops right off. You use screwdriver, pry bar, or whatever. Your sister's long fingernails sometimes works. Just pop the beauty ring off, and then you'll get it down to bare rim. And on this, we've already got it sanded down. We've already feather edged everything in here. A lot of this won't be seen because the beauty ring covers all this portion. Your ring cover all that. Center cap covers quite a bit, but I wanted to go ahead and sand it all down the middle, get all the imperfections out of it, and we've got it all pretty smooth and feathered edged in, so there's nothing raised up. You can't feel any grooves or edges. I'm going to do a little bit more on the inside here. Even though it'll never be seen, I want to go ahead and get a decent paint job on it. So I will be sanding them down a little more, and then we'll go from there and degrease it and wash it up and get it ready for primer. This rim was chipped up in several spots pretty bad, so I've already started to tackle this one, but I figured I'd bring y'all in, show you how I prep these wheels, because we are going to be respraying them. I'm going to be using this angle grinder with a little disc pad on it to cut through some of it, to break it down. We're going to be using some 320 grit and maybe some Scotch-Brite. So I figured I'd bring y'all in here and show you the process of getting the rims ready for a respray. We are going to be changing the color. Once we get it down to metal, I'm not going to try to take the whole thing to metal because that's not necessary. We're going to feather edge everything in where the paint is already chipped off. Sand that down, so of course some of that will be in the metal. We will be spraying primer on it and then sanding it down from there and getting it ready for paint. Right now we're just looking for the chip areas where it was already chipped. If they got a hard edge on them, you're gonna have to feather edge it in. And I've already knocked most of them off.
right here.
Anything you can feel will definitely show up in the paint. So if you feel a little hard edge, or if you feel a little bump, it will show up in the paint. So you want to make sure you got your feel on. Get your feel on. And feel for those hard edges. And knock those areas down where it's nice and flat and flush with everything else. Now this will turn 50,000 revolutions per minute, but you definitely don't want to do that. You just want to knock it off so you can feel it nice and smooth and there's no edges. Now we're going to take some of our sandpaper and start scuffing it up a little bit. After you sand for a little bit, you're going to notice some of the residue from the paint on here. Just give it a few smacks, clean the paper off, keep it fresh. Remember, if you feel an edge or if you feel anything rough, give it some more attention. We're looking for a nice, smooth, all the way even. I use this side of the paper because I got the rim right there where it's all round. Makes it nice and easy to go all the way around and get a good portion of it. Fill along the edges, make sure we got a nice, see that's pretty good right there. Got a little high spot here. Dress it a little more. This is what you call feather edging. From one surface of like the primer to the paint, there might be a little edge. You want to smooth that out and feather edge it in to where you don't feel any lip, you don't feel any edge or anything. That's a must. Now we got all the chips out of it and it already feels pretty smooth there, but I'll hit it 1 or 2 times with this 320, smooth it out even better. Oh yeah, that feels a lot better. And that's pretty much all there is to it. You just keep doing that all the way around. Like I said, we're going to have chrome rings that go in each one of these slots like that, but we want to get behind there and sand them so paint will actually hold there and it won't chip on the edges or nothing. So, but they will be covered. So they don't have to be perfect, but they want to be sanded. Your beauty rim is going to cover up quite a bit. Basically, we're just looking at the face plate. Everything behind it like this here won't be shown, but we want to scuff it up so it will hold primer, it will hold paint. They will be painted behind here, even though they won't be shown. That'll just give you a better overall paint job and look and last a lot longer. And that's pretty much what you need to do if you're gonna paint your rims. You definitely want to do the hard work, is the sanding and prepping and getting it prepared for paint. You don't want to just go out there with a spray can and start painting her down. She's not gonna come out right. It's gonna look awful. And the first time you go to a car wash and wash it off, the paint will start chipping. So you definitely want to take your time on this portion of it. You want to sand it down, get all the imperfections out, feather edge everything in. And if you go down the metal like I'm doing here, which I had to because of all the paint chips that were in this. Now you want to get either paint thinner, cleaning paint thinner, and wipe everything down. Or you can use some of this good stuff, clean strip, prep all wax and grease remover. And we're going to dab some of that on a rag, wipe everything down, clean this up, get it ready for masking and slapping some primer on it. But you're definitely going to want to primer it if you're going down all the way to bare metal. Basically it'll act like a seal coat, base coat, and then you can build your paint up off of that. Okay, here we have it all masked off. Basically what I did was went around the whole rim with 3 rows of masking tape, and then I'm using these rags to cover the rest up. So what we're going to do is we're going to spray the edges, because if you see I got an edge here about a 1/4 inch or so that I'm going to have to spray all that and paint it as well, and then I'll hit the inside. Alright, well, we've got it in primer. Got both back tires, or rims rather, in primer. I'll let them dry. We'll sand them down with some 400 grit, and then they'll be ready for paint. So, one more step down.